Players, formations, plays. We've been talking about it all year long in Chalk Talk, and unfortunately the first loss of the season for the Seahawks. And this was one of the plays that I think really stung. And in talking to Pete Carroll, as we do every Monday on the Pete Carroll Show, he pointed to the big plays. He pointed to the Seahawks giving up plays that they've not given up in the past, including this really big one that was huge in the first quarter after 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, getting Andrew Luck off his spot, out of rhythm, inaccurate. Well, the Seahawks give up a big play, the biggest play they've given up in years. And, well, it comes back to players, formations, plays. What does Andrew Luck as a player do really well? He throws the deep ball, and we saw this corner route and a go route later. What does T.Y. Hilton do very well? Well, he can really, really run. Like Mike Wallace fast, and they love to get him on deep corner routes, on go routes to really maximize his speed. What did Indy do in formation? Well, they tried to bring a little confusion like a lot of teams have done to this defense. You know, John Lynch pointed out in the broadcast. What did Indy do? Well, they brought that formation down. Why? Well, you'd rather have Bruce Irvin pressing a tight end and Colby Fleener than you would Richard Sherman doing what Brandon Browner does here and does so well, and that's play that press coverage. And when you look at this one, and ultimately you look at the final play, players, formations, play, when you look at this play, I can start to understand why Pete Carroll said, we gave it up. Did he take advantage? Absolutely. Can this guy fly? Well, you better believe it. But when you look at the numbers of this, and when the Seahawks watch this on game film, and Richard in particular knows, there is no way they should have given up this big play down the field. Why? Well, Indy runs what we call a weak or a queen formation, and they're going to bring their fullback across. And immediately you start to see some conversation here as a group, because if he were to get into a bunch formation, a bunch trips, well, it may change some of their communication and the way that they'll play those different routes and trade off those routes. But the motion comes, and they're going to run play pass, deep play pass, and the running back's going to come and eventually pick up KJ. You got a 5-man rush by the Seahawks. They get good pressure. They condense the pocket a little bit, but Indy picks it up well enough. And now take a look at this. All the rest of this, it's game over. You've got Brandon and press coverage outside, and look at what happens and develops here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 Seahawks defenders in a zone coverage in what turns out to be a 3-deep zone coverage. You've got 5 against only 3 eligible receivers, including a fullback that really is a non-threat. And in this flood pattern, all he's doing is running his flat route. So you've got 5 on 3. You've got Colby Fleener getting pressed, and Bruce does a good job in his press. Whenever you see that bunch, watch this throughout the season. You want to disrupt, and this isn't even bunch, this is stack, but you want to disrupt that point man. Fleener's called the point man here. You want to get them out of rhythm. Bruce does a pretty good job before he then buzzes into that flat, in that flat zone coverage. Fleener's going to run a corner route, and then you get the deep flood. But look at this again. Look at the numbers advantage you have as the Seahawks. And this is why Pete Carroll would say, boy, we gave up a big play. We gave them. Yes, he makes the throw. Yes, he executes on the corner route. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 3, and including, well, Cam that comes down and plays his zone coverage. Earl is supposed to be deep third, and Sherman, who's supposed to keep a deep third as well, well, he gets caught looking just a little bit. The week before, we praise him for what? His awareness, to see the total picture, to see the little flat route come that he jumps and takes to the house. This time, well, his communication and his eyes get a little bit lost. He gets flat-footed. Earl's got to come all the way from center field to try to cover the perfect throw on the corner. Richard is obviously caught late. He should have backpedaled, he should have retreated, and you had all those zone defenders to force a check down here. This throw has to go to the flat. You've got over the top third coverage, Cam in this curl zone taking this corner away, Richard taking the deep corner away, and more than anything, you just probably throw a flat route and Bruce makes a collision instead. Well, you get caught looking, you get caught flat-footed, they throw the corner route over the top and make the huge play that really turns some of that first quarter momentum.